Yeah. Oh shit, we're live.
Oh shit. Okay.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Oh god. I'm gonna finally about to go big, and then this is the thing they'll bring up.
Totally, this is gonna bring you down. Welcome to a Vegas edition fantasy football harsh reality.
Yeah.
For those of you listening to the podcast audio on SoundCloud or iTunes, that intro was just a little act out.
Yes.
We were doing today. Greg O'Rourke, what's up, buddy? We're talking fantasy football. It is week 15. It is the semifinals.
Oh, baby.
It's all on the line. I'm going double Aikman. And by the way, okay, so I'm here with joining
Tag
me
me.
today.
Hit that tag button.
Hit the tag.
So you tag me.
What?
Where it says tag right there, because it says tag Jay Hollinsworth.
Yeah. There it go.
There
it
you
is.
go. Boom.
There it is. Okay. So today it's very interesting. Jay and I are actually working together here in Las Vegas at the Stratosphere Casino at the LA Comedy Club this week. And as it turns out, we are playing each other in the semifinals of our Comedians League.
Yeah, and we just played like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. Like two weeks ago, right before the playoffs, one of our final games.
God.
Who won that one? I don't even remember.
Yeah,
it makes no difference. It doesn't affect the playoffs. What? Yeah, say whatever you want. I don't fucking care.
Off.
Andrew, what's up, buddy? Which one is Tweedledee? Hey, but listen, so I'm playing this guy in the semifinals, and of course the semifinals start tonight. I have like 3 players in it, which just sucks because if they tank, then I gotta live with that through the weekend.
Oh, God.
So I have to, but here's the thing. So Jay comes down, I say, come down, we're gonna do the podcast at 1 o'clock. I'm actually starting on time for the first time, I think, in the entire season. And he comes down, and we did not coordinate this, the jersey thing at all.
No.
There was entirely, I opened the door, I'm in double Aikman, because as I said, I'm going double Aikman for the rest of the season.
Wait. Define double Aikman.
Aikman?
Oh,
Aikman.
Okay. Got
Double
it.
Aikman.
Yeah.
I call on the power of Aikman. And then he shows up in his Teddy Bruschi.
Oh, baby.
Fucking
Bruschi.
Patriots, baby.
Gotta love it.
So that's what happened. And so here we are. We're facing each other. It starts tonight. Obviously, for me, I've got Melvin Gordon, which is problematic. Even if he plays, it's a problem because the chance of him getting injured and knocked out pretty early are pretty high.
No, I think you're good.
Shut up.
You'll be fine. The other thing you didn't mention, not only the jersey thing, but all this, like, we didn't plan this weekend. Like, all this stuff just
it all came
into
together.
line.
It all just with us working together, us being in the playoffs together and everything.
Yeah.
Andrew, yes, Amari Cooper, if you were lucky enough, Andrew Wheeler says Amari Cooper put him into the fantasy semis. And that's right. I mean, that's the thing. And Bill Parcells came out today and he was like, this is a dangerous Dallas Cowboys team, man. He's 1,000% right because of Amari Cooper, who a lot of people were against the trade. They were like a first round pick.
Yeah.
And remember how many passes he was dropping?
Oh yeah.
In Oakland?
Dude. I mean, he didn't want to be there.
He didn't want to be there.
Exactly.
That's exactly right. There was some kind of bad chemistry there. I think maybe him and David Carr didn't get along anymore. But whatever it was, he didn't want to catch that motherfucker's passes no more. Because he hadn't dropped one fucking ball in Dallas. He's making incredible catches.
He's got super glue now.
Yeah, all of a sudden, magically, he's a fucking all-star again. So I'm excited. Double Aikman. But again, tonight, Melvin Gordon, problematic, coming back from the knee injury. I'm incredibly... Because, again, as I said, even if he plays, does he finish the game? Do I have to play an in-game handcuff with Justin Jackson?
And I have Breda coming off the injury.
Right.
And
who you feel confident he's going to play?
Well, I don't know, because I can either do that or, like I was telling you, I could go. I pretty much drafted half my team is the New England Patriots.
Listen, as the Patriots go, so goes his team.
Exactly.
And that was the thing, like when we played the previous time, Patriots didn't have a good day.
God.
He didn't have a good day. But we'll get to the matchup here in just a second and talk about their matchup because I got to look it up.
Yeah, so I have James White and Sonny. I have both of them, and I'm like, you know, especially with Belichick, how you 1 week it could be Rex Burkhead.
He was putting in Devlin and getting
Cordell Patterson.
Yes, Cordell Patterson.
Dude.
Which if you picked up Cordell Patterson and wound up playing him, you're very disappointed now.
Yeah.
Because now all of a sudden they don't need him as much. You're right. You don't know who it's going to be, and that's one of the problems with the running game.
I know. And so when we drafted, I forget where I was in the draft, but I think I was 12th or 10th.
No, I was 12th. I think you were 10th.
10,
you
yeah.
were 10th.
And so I went with the draft format of just go after stud receivers, and then I was like, I'll get the running backs at the really late and just roll the dice. And so I got James White, Sonny, and Matt Britt, and then James White is usually the most consistent with the Pats because he catches a lot of passes. Usually, yeah. But then you have those games where he won't even get one touch.
Yeah,
you know?
he'll go in for a couple snaps and not see the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
which, by the way, Andrew, he said here, he's like, Dez was more athletic than Amari Cooper, but he was too emotional, and Amari Cooper is more consistent in the roots, and that's exactly right.
Yeah,
Dez was, and I think, and the thing is, I think it hurt Tony Romo because Tony was not an emotional guy, and then Dez would be losing his shit, and I know they would say, they would try and paint it like, no, he's being motivational, but you didn't have to be a genius to look and be like, he ain't encouraging nobody. He's throwing a fucking fit.
You should have cut right in here where you say like he wasn't emotional or he was emotional, and Tony Romo, and then throw in the what's his name? That's my quarterback, man. That's my quarterback, man.
But he was emotional after the game.
I know.
And Odell Beckham Jr. has the same problem. It's these fucking millennials. They're fucking babies. They're fucking pussies, and when things don't go exactly their way, they fucking throw a big fat fucking sit.
More worried about
sit,
their hairdo.
Fit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Sit fit.
Sit fit.
That's my exercise. Sit fit.
And Andrew brings up another good point. Listen, will the firing of DeFilippo, who was the offensive coordinator in Minnesota, improve the Vikings' better position for the playoffs? Absolutely. 1,000%, because that negative energy, nobody believed in the plays that he was calling.
Right.
You could tell because the head coach didn't believe in the plays that were being called at that point, and everyone was. And we've seen this already happen a couple in other places this season where they get rid of the coach they don't like, and all of a sudden there's an uptick, i.e. the Browns.
Oh yeah.
You know, and to a certain extent the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So, but really with the Browns, they didn't like the way what's his name was calling plays. They get rid of him. Freddie Kitchens comes up, unleashes the running game, and this is exactly what you're going to see in Minnesota.
By the way, can I just say, first of all, this setup thing is great, where you got questions coming in live as we're doing this, and I think this is your calling, bro.
I love
like
it.
This is like so in your wheelhouse, and your energy is great.
Thank you, buddy. The internet connection is a little shaky because I didn't pay the upgrade for the 10 megabyte.
We're on dial-up.
It's like $10. So I went with the house free one, and of course it's check-in time probably, so everyone's fucking using it. But anyways, so hopefully this comes out okay. Dan Glazer, how are you, brother? Hey, guess what I found the other day? I found that t-shirt of the comedian that you got me at my going away party when I was leaving to New York in the year 2000. And I still have it, brother. I still have it. I'm going to frame it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's a shirt that just says comedian?
It has an image of a comedian, like smoking a cigarette in a club, and it's kind of like avant-garde. No, it's kind of an avant-garde image. It's really amazing.
I don't know what avant-garde is.
Okay, well, anyway, it's abstract. It's a bit abstract. It's an abstract version of a comedian smoking in a nightclub with a microphone, and it's very...
Oh, like avant-garde?
It's very avant-garde. What do we got here? I can't figure out. Okay, Gabriel Michael. What do you fellas think? Rivers at KC tonight or Big Ben at home against Jay's Pats? Oh yeah,
that's my buddy Gabe.
Great.
Do you know Gabe?
I don't think I do.
He's an amazing photographer out of Washington State. He does amazing work. Look up Gabriel Michael photography. Good dude. But anyway, sorry.
For me, I think it's a coin toss. I think you're not going to lose either way. Big Ben at home, great weapons. Phillip Rivers, now here's the one caveat. Here's the one thing I would say in the Phillip Rivers at KC or Big Ben is that now you have a warm weather team out in the cold. And we've seen this a couple times already this season. It happened with the Rams. The Rams locked up out there in the cold last week. And so it's one of those things where, I mean, the weather is a real factor when it comes to warm weather teams in the cold.
True. And I will say one thing. I hate saying this because both Greg and I are very superstitious.
Super superstitious.
Like when we played 2 weeks ago, we were having like a compliment off.
Yeah.
Like we were like, "Oh, dude, your team's so good. There's no way I can beat
Locked
you."
in,
trying
guaranteed,
to jinx each other.
exactly.
And we're doing it again this week.
Totally. I'm like, you're an unstoppable winner.
And I'm like, fuck off.
You cannot be beat. You can't be beat. Write it down. Jay Hollingsworth can't be beat. It won't happen. It's not going to happen.
So I don't want to say this, but if you look at history, the Pats usually do pretty good against the Steelers.
The ketchup bottle?
They always do good against the Steelers. I know I'm probably fucking things up by saying always do, and
but the point I was about to make, which Andrew just made, which is the KC defense gives up a ton of fucking points, and that's why in reality I'm not. Even if I play Melvin Gordon and Justin Jackson, I feel like both of them actually could still do pretty well. I feel like Justin Jackson could still get 9 to 12 points, or vice versa, depending on the health of Melvin Gordon. So, that is the thing. The KC defense gives up a fuck ton of points. So, that being the case, okay, Phillip Rivers versus KC, Big Ben versus the Patriots. For me, I'm going Big Ben.
Oh, hey, you know what? That's a great call. Just like your team, I bet they're going to do great.
The insincerity. It's just...
Greggy.
It hurts. Here I really know that his team can't be beat.
Oh, please.
I'm marching to my own death.
I mean,
Everyone
they can't
knows
be beat because you did it 2 weeks ago when you dominated me. I mean, obviously it's going to happen again. I have no chance.
It's tough. It's impossible to beat a team 2 times in a row. Everybody knows that. You can't beat them 2 times in one season. Everybody knows that.
I mean, we make adjustments,
I already went through it. So I mean, I gotta take this one. I gotta take it. Let's see here. I'm afraid that Ben gets hurt. Oh well.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, dude, I don't... I'm telling you, go look. I don't know what the numbers are off the top of my head, but the Pats always play well against the Steelers.
And that's the thing.
Away,
and that's the thing. You can't say like, oh, they're in the cold because they play in the cold too.
Brady
loves the cold. But that's my feeling is that because Brady loves the cold, they're going to score, which is going to turn it into a passing game in the second half. And that's why but Phillip Rivers, Kansas City gives up a ton of points. But again, it's going to be really fucking cold. So, that ain't no joke. So, but, I don't know. That's a coin toss. Go with your gut. Yeah, go with your
call. Who are you saying in the KC game?
Tonight?
Yeah.
What do you mean, like in the game? Or?
Yeah.
Obviously the Mahomes magic is just too real. I hate it so much.
I'm the same way. It's like, I think it's the same thing like with LeBron. It's like you can't deny what the guy's doing.
Totally.
But I hate him, obviously, being a Celtics fan. I hate LeBron from when he was in Cleveland and stuff, and Miami and all that. But it's the same thing with Mahomes.
High school in Akron.
Yeah. The same thing with Mahomes. You can't, but you're like, the stuff he's doing, it's amazing. It
is, and that thing, like, I predicted that the Ravens were going to beat them, and that they were going to get to him. And for 3.5 quarters, I was right.
Right.
And I was like, I fucking told you, the Ravens were going to fucking do it. He's never seen it. And then somehow, they got to the fucking overtime, and they fucking got him.
That's a great... Mahomes is the Steph Curry of the NFL.
You're exactly right. That's a good one, Andrew Wheeler. That's brilliant. That's exactly right. Like, he's too magical.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, fuck, you get hurt already. Dude, like Deshaun Watson at least had the decency to get injured and have to relearn the game. This motherfucker's just doing things, it's just like...
Did you see the no-look pass he threw?
No.
Dude, it was like, it wasn't like an NBA where he's looking this way and then throwing that way, but... He was like, he's looking this way, and the guy's running across this way, keeps looking this way, and throws it to his guy, breaking it.
Exactly. This kid's clearly been practicing those moves since he was a kid.
Yeah.
Since he was a kid, he's clearly like, oh no, I want to be able to like hit a guy without looking. I want to be able to, because that's the thing that everybody talks about, his ability to move the defense with his eyes. He manipulates the fuck out of him, and then does the no look. I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah.
And upsetting and infuriating. But luckily the defense allows other teams to stay in the hunt.
Yeah, he's saying the no look was nuts. Yeah, it was crazy. Did you see the interview? I think it was A-Rod had told him, he's like, don't do football, you should be doing baseball. Like, way back.
Right.
And did you hear about that?
No.
Oh, yeah. A-Rod was like, he's like, you're nuts if you go. Yeah.
He's a baseball player. Of course he's going to fucking say that.
Yeah.
He's not going to be like, dude, you need to skip this incredibly injury-free career and go right to the collision sport.
By the way, fuck A-Rod and the
well, a lot of women have, and I hear they got gift baskets. That's the word.
That's right.
He's the gift basket guy, which I think is a class.
Oh wait,
move.
no, it was Jeter. Jeter was the gift basket guy.
I thought A-Rod. No, I think you're right. Jeter was
Jeter,
the gift basket guy. You're right. And I think A-Rod tried to also do gift baskets when he started playing with the Yankees, but his were like cheesed out. He got a bunch of heat on fucking social media for shitty gift baskets. So, So that's my problem. So for me, it is the Melvin Gordon, Justin Jackson conundrum for tonight. And again, I also have Tyreek Hill, which I love. But Tyreek Hill is one of those guys that either explodes or does nothing. But the reality is, because of Mahomes, it's more explode than nothing. But the way he was limping around on that field last week, and now it's a short week. I mean, I got to be honest, guys. I feel like I'm driving off a cliff tonight. That's what I feel like.
Oh, God.
I really do.
They're going to just explode.
No, I really do. I feel like that's my gut feeling, is that I'm going to have a very tough Friday, Saturday, sitting around going, I don't know what. And another conundrum for me, and let me ask you guys, and I'll ask you, well, maybe you don't want to answer because I'm playing you, but I have Andrew Luck versus my beloved Dallas Cowboys, but in Indianapolis, or Deshaun Watson outside in the cold, their warm weather dome team, outside in the cold against the New York Jets, who do one thing better than anybody, and that's suck a the cock. So, for me, I'm going with Deshaun Watson in a better matchup.
Well, do you want to, we talked about,
who's better? That? Okay, Andrew Wheeler, we got a question here. Who's better, Bears defense, front four, or Dallas linebackers and secondary? I'm going to go with Bears front four on that. I mean, our linebackers are phenomenal, but the Bears defense right now, up front, they're number one.
Dude, when they got Mac,
they're dominating. It's a dominating defense. Who should I start, Crowell or LeGarrette Blount? Wow, these both suck really super bad. But if there's one thing I've learned, I hate both these guys. But Crowell is going to have to go up against the Houston defense, which again, another mighty front four with J.J. Watt and all. So and Cast. So I guess I would go with LeGarrette Blount. But the reality is, they both stink, and you're probably going to lose.
Yeah, but what's going to happen is, if you don't play Blount, he's going to have his like one game that he has like once or twice a year,
right? Where he just goes 100 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. That's definitely what's going
to
happen. But
I would stay away of Crowell regardless. Crowell, to me, doesn't even have the potential to have a big game. McGuire's the guy now out there, and they give that other kid some fucking reps. I hate the whole mess, but stay away from Crowell. That's my advice. What's this? Wait a minute. We missed one. Watson or Rodgers against the Bears? Oh, well, listen, let's remember, Rodgers is the kryptonite of the Bears.
Yeah.
But he does want to. And Jonathan Meshrush is joining the video. We may bring him on. You have Cooper and Mahomes. Oh, please! You're going to high step it right into the finals, my man. Oh. You got. That's going to be some sweet loving coming at you this Sunday.
And I was going to ask you
tonight
when you were asking about who you should start. We jokingly talked about this, but I'm interested if you want to do this, where I'm going to give you an option of I can either play this player or this player, and I'll let you pick who I'm going to start, and you do the same.
Not a chance. There's no way in hell I'm putting my semifinals fate in his fucking hands. Well, are you cuckoo? No. You make your choices. I make my choices. That's how fantasy football works.
It would be one of those ones. It's one of those ones where I don't know, and I guarantee you what would happen is whoever, like if I picked for you somebody. Whoever I didn't pick would be the one that has a shitty game. Whoever I picked for you would go off. Right.
But listen, I don't even want to. It's like last week on paper, the Giants defense versus Washington was going to go off, right? But I also have Rams and Ravens, and I wanted to play them for the points, but it was too. I'm not putting my season in the hands of the fucking New York Giants. Not a chance. I played the Rams and I got 18 points. I was fine. Okay, Cass unfortunately dropped Derrick Henry. But see, and that brings up another question, because I have Derrick Henry in my other league. I'm playing, and John Besh, I know you want to join the podcast right now, but all the mics are taken, so we wouldn't be able to hear you on the audio podcast. So I can't really bring you into the video today, brother. I apologize for that, but he's who I'm playing in the semifinals of my other league.
Oh, really?
Where I picked up Derrick Henry, a guy I reached for in the draft. I went like 4th round for Derrick Henry.
Did you play him?
I dropped him like in week 5 or 6 after. And if you go back and watch on YouTube these shows, you'll see in my preseason special, my pre-draft special, week 1, week 2, week 3, I'm like, where are you, Derrick Henry? I believe in you, okay? Because I knew what he could do is what he did last week. I know that he could do that. And the question is, can he do it again?
Brett Riley just joined.
Brett Riley,
Oh,
Riley
Brett.
Dynasty. Oh, Brett. The greatest woe of all belongs to Brett Riley. You're right, Cass. Derrick Henry has been shitting. That's why he was on the waiver wire, because he's been taking a shit all season. But if you look at the numbers, he's kind of been trending up, and you have to wonder, did he wake up? Like, did they figure out finally how to use him? Or is that just an anomaly? Was it just one good game? What do you think?
I don't know, because he's like you said, he's been non-existent all year.
All year, but he has the potential. He's a Heisman winner. He's a giant.
I know. I'm gonna say he's not gonna have another game. I mean, obviously he's not gonna have another game like that, but I think he's gonna go back to just being a dud the rest of the year.
I think you might be right. Listen, I can't start him. I can't trust him.
Oh, yeah.
I want to with all my heart, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick with the team that's been winning for me. I'm going to play Mark Ingram
Riley's
on
flexing
Monday
him
night.
this week.
Oh, is that right? Hey, do it, buddies.
Oh,
Listen, I mean, it'll be very interesting to see. You know, and Vincent O'Shaughnessy is watching. Vincent, I just want to let you know, your Giants suck the cock. That's their favorite.
I agree.
You guys
100%.
suck big fat Dunkin' dicks. There's gonna be and there's no sneaking into the fucking playoffs, you guys.
Oh, shit, Rocky.
Rocky's in here. Derrick Henry should be getting more carries, and we'll be start roll tide. Hey,
Roll
listen,
Tide.
man, I believe
Go
that
Irish.
too. I love this motherfucker, and he finally did what I've always believed he could do, but I don't know that
He's
he can
done.
do it again. I don't.
He's done.
I don't trust it. I can't. It's the fucking semifinals.
Yeah, would you want to put if you have that as your, like, okay.
I know. Can you imagine?
Season?
He shits the bed, which is the more likely. It's like, I would say 92 to 8% likely that he shits the bed.
Yeah.
Based on the way the season's gone. Or did they figure out how to finally fucking use him?
No. He's going to be a dud the rest of the year. He had his
That was it. It
crazy
was
game.
one
That's
shining
it.
moment.
Yeah, that's it.
One
He's
shining
done.
moment.
It was like that dude for the Pats, was it 2 or 3 years ago? He had this game, he went nuts. He had like 200 yards rushing or whatever, and then literally during the week leading up to the next game, he was late to practice or whatever, and fucking Belichick didn't give him one carry the next game.
Right, that's what happens.
That was done. You know?
Yeah, we'll never know what happened to Bryce Butler, but he did something. Now, Rocky Dale Dennis says they did. He's saying they
Dale
did
Davis.
figure out how to use
He
him.
says they did. No.
Right. And I got to tell you, I think so too. But not enough to put my season on it. But
Yeah.
here's the problem. My other option is fucking Mark
Corey
Ingram.
Dillon. right. Like, no, it
Corey
wasn't Corey
Dillon.
Dillon.
Was it Corey Dillon?
No, this is like, Corey Dillon's like fucking 10 years ago. It seems like, no, it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I forget the guy. It wasn't, God, I can't
He's a
remember.
huge Pats fan.
Yeah, no, well, it was a guy that was like, he'd had one game.
Right, and then-
his last name starts with a G. It was first name like Jonas Gray or Joe.
Oh, yes, Gray.
Remember he had like
Yes.
a crazy game.
Yes.
See? And then
or Garay or something like that.
yeah,
I think it was Gray.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're
He was like
talking
a
about.
one-hit wonder.
Yeah,
and then
that's
he
it.
fucking was
But
late
that
and-
is not Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry is a champion, and I was saying in the beginning of the season that I believed he was a generational talent.
Rocky, because you said Rocky Dale Dennis. He goes, "What is this fucking mask?"
Rocky Dennis.
Oh, fuck.
Whatever.
Rocky Dale Davis.
Listen, hey, I'm working fast here,
Oh.
man, okay? I'm working fast. I drop some of the details. I drop the details sometimes.
Oh fuck! Good to see you, Rocky.
Rocky Dale Davis. Darris.
Rocky Dale Davis. Rocky Dale
Well, hey,
Davis.
listen, how about you get a name that's not a fucking tongue twister?
Well,
how about that?
He's got a point.
Should I start Rodgers or Trubisky? Ooh, that is... Wow, a head-to-head matchup. Well, to be honest, because Rodgers, I mean, you know, he's great, but Trubisky's having a good season. And let's be honest, the Packers defense not particularly good. And it could be generous to Trubisky.
I say Rodgers.
I'm leaning Trubisky.
Let's see how this pans out.
I'm leaning Trubisky. Make your own choice. Go with your gut. It's the semifinals. You can't leave it up to us. You can't leave it up to anybody else. You got to make a decision that you can live with for the rest of the season.
He says Rodgers has been shit in the bed a lot.
Yeah, for me, I'm feeling Trubisky in this one.
Watch what
I have
happens.
Mahomes and Rivers in another league. Who should I start? Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Without question, unquestionably, you stick with Mahomes. Renee Vaca has joined us. Renee Vaca!
Yeah.
We are having a good time here in Las Vegas. Rodgers has been shitting the bed a lot. Yes, that's exactly right. Oh, we got a mic.
Go ahead. I'm about to keep going.
So let's go through. So that's the thing. So for me, it is the Derrick Henry conundrum. And the other problem I have is also a tight end. Not, tight ends are wishy-washy. I have Evan Engram, who, with the injury to Odell Beckham, he did see an uptick in targets and receptions last week and did pretty good with them. But, they're, who are the Giants going up against? I forgot. Somebody good, though. Oh, where is it? Oh, Titans.
Yeah.
And the Titans right now are playing lockdown fucking defense. So my other option is Vance McDonald versus the Patriots. And to be honest, I'm going Vance. I feel like he's going to be the option that gets a touchdown in this one. Your thoughts?
I just wanted to see how long we'd go just staring at it. Who are you talking about? What?
The Titans-Giants. I'm talking about tight ends. Vance McDonald. Who would you go with? Evan Engram. Who, again, he's seeing all the snaps for the tight end. He's seeing receptions. Odell Beckham's banged up. But they're up against the Titans, who have just been shutting out pretty much everybody. Or would you go with Vance McDonald versus the Patriots? And for me right now, I got Vance McDonald in there. I think he's got a better shot at a TD. I don't think Evan Ingram's going to get to do much against that Titans defense.
I'm going to go Giants tight end.
Yeah, Evan Engram?
Yeah, just
volume play.
Excuse me, yeah, that, and also because the Pats have Gronk, so they always are defending against a great tight end.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember last time a tight end went off against the Pats, had a huge game. I'm gonna go with
How did Kelsey do when they played?
I don't remember.
That would be interesting to look that up.
I have Kelsey in our league.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how Kelsey did in that matchup.
I don't remember him going crazy.
Well, they scored a lot of points though, so it seems like he may have gotten some stuff done. So those are those are the big matchup questions for me. Obviously, I'm playing Drew Brees. That's the best matchup that I've got on my team.
Oh wait, you're doing Brees?
Ooh, shut up.
Like you're gonna do something else.
Exactly. Like you're not gonna play Drew Brees. Sure. The number one, it's Mahomes and then Brees. Now, granted, Mahomes is. It's not like Mahomes Brees. It's like Mahomes Brees, but still, Brees is pretty much above everybody else right now. So I'm sticking with Brees. Ertz. Okay, Renee, thank you. That is a player. And if you have him, you're playing him. You're not leaving him on the bench. Yeah. And I'll tell you something else. With Carson Wentz possibly I think that's a good thing for the Philadelphia Eagles because now, what's his name? The Super Bowl winning quarterback comes back in. And I think it might be an uptick for Ertz. Having Nick Foles come out and play.
What was that?
What was the last tight end to do good against...
Ertz. He's saying Ertz was the last
Ertz was the last. Thank you for the... Context is everything.
Yeah, just fucking random...
Yeah. But that shows you that they can't... But Ertz is an elite tight end. Vance McDonald is just a very good tight end.
Yeah.
So... if you're talking Kelsey, if you're talking Ertz, it's only going to be those really great guys that see it. They're also target monsters. Vance McDonald, not a target monster. He only gets 5 looks a game. That's it. But usually, one of those is somewhere near the end zone.
Uh-oh. Network problem.
It's all right. It's coming back online. Right. It's still good. We're all good. So what are your matchup problems? Do you have any other leagues, or is it just our league?
No, I have another league. A league I've been doing since 98. No, 94.
Jesus Christ.
Emerald City Coaches Club, ECCC, and I'm trying to. But what's funny is I think I'm in 3rd place in that league right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I'm more into our comics league. I think just because of the shit talking in the league. So. I'm trying to... Shit, I should just bring up my teams here.
Bring up your team. Mo Alexander, welcome to the podcast. We're talking fantasy football, harsh reality. And there was some harsh reality for the guy I played last week. He bet on Justin Jackson over Eckler, and for some fucking reason, Eckler got all the fucking touches, and he had to sit there and know that he had Eckler, dropped him for Justin Jackson, and he had to live with that. Now, that isn't as bad as Brett Riley.
Oh, Brett.
Poor Brett.
Do they know about this?
I did talk about it in my Tuesday show, but it's worth recapping.
Yes. Please.
Brett
take him
Riley,
to it.
who was in third place in our league, and he had spent some time at number 1, a little time at number 2 throughout the season. Great team. He came out, and he played the Killer Kitties, Jody Miller's team. And Jody failed to replace 2 inactive players, Odell Beckham Jr. and Graham Gano, and she started Jared Goff.
Yes.
Jared Goff gave her negative -0.8.
Yeah.
So she basically had 3 inactive players.
And guess what happened? You're probably thinking, oh man, she must have got destroyed by Brett Riley. Brett Riley must have a stacked team. He must have crushed her. Nope.
No, sir. She buried her kitty dick deep in his dynasty asshole. It was brutal, baby. And this thing, like, people were texting me going, you can't let someone have this in the playoffs. They got to do better because they thought it was going to be a cakewalk for Brett. And Brett got fucking beat because she had, like, George Kittle and Juju Smith-Schuster. Who those 2 alone gave her 60 points.
Dude.
And after that, it was just like, I mean, it was amazing. And she fucking beat, and he also, his whole team shit the bed. Running back question. I'm decimating that position. So I have Frank Gore, Jalen Richard, and Justin Jackson.
Oh,
Let's look at more of this if we can. Beep. Okay. Frank Joe, Justin Jackson with Gordon and Eckler out. Is that for sure that Gordon is now out? Is that an official word?
I think you're good.
Shut up. You're starting Jackson.
Is that official?
Who do you start? Let's check.
Right.
Check, see if he's been designated out. He may have already been. They could be doing warm-ups. Richard or Gore? Ooh, let's see who Miami is up against. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look here.
You do that. While you're doing that, I'm looking up Gordon.
I'm trying to find Miami. They don't even list them because they're so fucking terrible. Although they had that big win last week. Okay. Where the fuck is Miami? Is it up here? Where am I looking? Why can't I see this? Texans, Jets, Falcons, Bills, Bears. It's because of, here we go. They're up against the Vikings. Ooh, the Vikings who just gave up, and they're in Minnesota, but that's a dome, so that won't hurt them in terms of the weather. And then your other guy is Jalen Richard, and the Raiders also with a surprising win last week. And they're playing the Bengals. My choice, you go with Jalen Richard because the Bengals are giving up the number 1 most amount of points to running backs. He is your best fucking option. Doug Martin's going to dominate touches, but Jalen Richard should see some short pass points, some PPR points. I think for me, for my money, absolutely, I'm going with Jalen Richard. But again, it's your team. I doubt with that team that you're in the playoffs. But if you are, then, God bless you. Go with God. You got to make the choice. But I don't. You're going to be playing in a consolation game next week. And I might be too. We all might. You can. With a team that the owner doesn't even know she's in the playoffs and doesn't even say, and yet she advanced to the semifinals. That just goes to show you that anything can fucking happen on any given Sunday. It is cuckoo nuts.
All right, I'm almost to Gordon. Let's see.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at this one. Updates better than the league we're in.
Oh, okay. Yes, we're looking up the Melvin Gordon status right now.
Here we go.
Here we go. The official
injury alert still says questionable here on CBS Sports Line.
Okay, so it's not official. So listen,
it will be challenging for Gordon to suit up Thursday night at Kansas City. Gordon,
but that doesn't mean he's not going to. And I'm telling you right now, here's what you're going to want to do. I'm going to give you the right advice, and I want you to listen to me. I want you to do exactly what I say. Okay? If Melvin Gordon plays, you play both Melvin Gordon and Justin Jackson. Okay? Those are your 2 best options. You play both those guys because you don't know if Melvin Gordon's going to finish the game. And the way the Chiefs give up points, Justin Jackson may vulture a couple touchdowns in there too. So you play both those guys because, as opposed to the other shitbirds that you got.
Yeah.
Norma, my aunt is watching. Hey, Aunt Norma, how are you?
Hi,
We're
Aunt
actually like
Norma.
the same age. We grew up like cousins, but she's my aunt.
Is she hot?
You know what? You can ask her that. You can ask her that if you ever meet her. You can ask her yourself. Okay.
Want to be my nephew?
Oh God, that'd be the worst. Oh, it's like in that movie Four Christmases when he has to go see his mom. His mom's married to his former best friend. He's like, why does it gotta be like this? Because you're married, my mom. That movie, Summer hates it. My fiance hates it. I love it. I think it's hysterical.
She's like,
hey, I know she's probably into it. Oh my God, stop it, please don't do this. Not here, Norma.
We'll talk later.
Please, thank you. We'll talk. Shut the fuck
Oh,
up.
sorry,
Look at
my
this
bad.
motherfucker. Look.
Friend request.
Listen, actually, you know what? I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop him. If this is what's going to happen, God bless you.
Just don't watch the beginning of this thing.
Yeah, don't watch the beginning of this broadcast. It's starting a little weird. It's his idea, by the way. I just want everyone to know it's his idea.
Oh.
No, I was kidding. It's his idea.
I mean, it kind of.
All right, Texans and Jets. Again, this is these Jets are on vacation. They've already left for the season. I think they're checked out. That's why I like Deshaun Watson. That's why, and to be honest, I know he had the one big game, then a couple down games, but I like Demaryius Thomas. I think Demaryius Thomas also has a pretty good game here. Because the Jets stink. They just fucking suck. But the one problem we have, dome team outside in the elements in New York, it's going to be cold. Browns and Broncos. Listen, I don't. If you're playing Phillip Lindsay, I just don't think he's going to be able to maintain production without any semblance of a passing game. And that's what we saw last week. They got no one to fucking throw the ball to in Denver. And if that's the case, they're going to focus on shutting down the run game. Unfortunately, I know you rode Phillip Lindsay into the playoffs, but guess what? It's about to get a little dicey on the Phillip Lindsay train.
Knowing your stuff.
I love it. I love it. I love it. But the Browns, again, you're probably riding Nick Chubb. You're probably riding that Chubby. But the Broncos front four ain't nothing to fuck with. I got to tell you, be careful. Chubb may not. I like Jarvis Landry. And you know what? I actually like Baker Mayfield to sling that ball around.
Oh, yeah.
I hate Case Keenum. Don't you fucking play Case Keenum. That Browns defense is going to get after these boys.
And this one you got the Colts, right?
Yeah, definitely have the Colts and everything. Gang. Double Aikman! I call on the power of Aikman.
The Snowman. 8.
That's right. We're doing it. So Cowboys, obviously, I mean, the big play there is Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott, I think, I think Cooper. I think this is going to be a high-scoring affair. But the thing is, for the Cowboys, but the Colts, listen, the Cowboys play a smothering style of football. They just, look what they did to Drew Brees.
And Prescott's awake now.
Exactly.
Dude, he's been like the last few weeks.
He's running with the ball like a fucking. He's in beast mode.
Oh yeah.
It's like the spirit has been revived, and that's what I'm saying. Like, even though you can depend on Andrew Luck to sling the ball, the Cowboys just don't let you on the field. They just eat the whole clock and then give you 2 minutes. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do. They did it to Drew Brees. They've done it to everybody this season. And so even though Luck is going to keep slinging, I just don't know he's going to have that much opportunity to.
Did Colts win last week? Because they've been on a winning streak.
Yes, they did. They beat Houston in Houston. But again, it wasn't a high-scoring affair, but he did put up some pretty good numbers. But that was a game where, you knew both quarterbacks were going to sling the ball.
Yeah, that's...
I mean, that's the thing. His numbers, listen, right now, Andrew Luck's numbers are fantastically consistent. But he did have one really shitty game against a very good defense. But it shows that he can have a bad game.
Look at the comment. We already talked about that.
Can we talk about the trade? Yeah, we did, actually. We talked about the Cooper thing. Sorry, Samuel Johnson. Thank you for tuning in. But dumbest move ever. Yeah, sure. I mean, maybe for I don't know. I think it was great for everybody.
It's the dumbest move ever until I literally saved the...
let's look. Now we got to read it.
Until it literally saved their fucking season.
Yeah, exactly.
Raiders
now it's a great move. Raiders are, but that's the thing. Raiders are looking ahead, and they got. Although I think it's not like, was it a provisional first round draft pick, and now because like if we make the playoffs or something like it's not going to necessarily be a first round draft. Something like that is kind of screwy with it. Like apparently the Cowboys winning enough games kind of fucked them from getting like the really bonus. Yeah. But whatever. We got Amari Cooper, and clearly Amari Cooper just needed a change of location.
Oh God. It was almost like a Pats move.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, did get Josh Gordon, so...
That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. Yeah. Sometimes guys just need a change of location. Cardinals and Falcons. I mean, Cardinals are good defense. Falcons are sputtering like a motherfucker. Yeah. Tevin Coleman is... And this just goes to show you, just because you get the backup guy to the big star doesn't mean they're going to do what the big star did. There's a reason some guys are stars and some guys aren't.
Did we get an update on... Who was it? Zeke. Is he hurt?
No, he's fine.
Oh, he is. Okay.
He's going to play. He was like, he's just saving himself up. He's just resting himself to make sure. I mean, I guess he dinged up that shoulder, but he's just resting it. He doesn't want any contact. Listen, this late in the season, they know what they're going to do. He's a veteran now. They're going to let him rest. They're going to let him rest and get him in game shape. That's what they're going to do with a lot of ice baths. Okay.
That's what Greg takes after he performs.
That's right. I got to go take
stand up. He's like, bro, Need an ice pack.
I do in
an ice
Vegas.
bath.
I do in Vegas. I have to take an ice bath so I don't spend $400 on hookers between the club and my room. I'm kidding. I don't do that. That never happens.
Yeah, he doesn't spend money.
Because I come to my room and take an ice bath. And then I go downstairs, I play a little video poker.
Oh, yeah.
Little video poker, and then that's it. Okay. Lions at the Bills. Listen, if you're using any of these guys, you're probably not in the playoffs.
That's the ambient game of the week.
Yeah. Packers and Bears. Here's a big game, big highlight game.
Ooh.
You know, I mean, for me, I'm going Bears. You know why? You win with defense.
I thought you were going to say that. Yeah, I was just thinking about that, but oh man, yeah, I'm going against what I said earlier, where I said start Rodgers.
And they're in Chicago.
Oh god, yeah, Bears are going to probably destroy him.
And listen, that doesn't mean that Rodgers doesn't have a good day, because Rodgers is still going to have to throw the ball a lot in the fourth quarter,
Yeah.
which is what he's the best at. But I think at the end of the day, that defense is too good for him.
Yeah.
And he doesn't. He has one supporting. He has two. He has Aaron Jones, who's going to have a shit day. If you've been riding Aaron Jones, count on 3 points out of Aaron Jones going up against that Bears defense, and Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
And Devontae Adams might see. He's going to be looking for him. He'll be looking for him all day. Don't play Jimmy Graham. Raiders and Bengals. Again, running game against the Bengals is your best bet. You can go with Jalen Shard probably because the Bengals do suck, but it could be a great day for Doug Martin. I think he's the guy that's going to have a good day out of that. And maybe even Derek Carr because the Bengals are the Bungles once again. In terms of the Bengals, definitely play Joe Mixon. He's going to have a great day against the Raiders. You know, I mean, the Raiders are not a good defense, and so definitely play, and maybe even Tyler Boyd. I think, but the problem's Driscoll. He doesn't throw the ball down the field. You're talking at 6-yard receptions every fucking time. But
I just love how much you are on all of this.
But I really
This
think
is your shit.
I
man.
love it
This
so
is your
much.
calling.
It's such a great time. So, you know, definitely, I think you might be able to play Tyler Boyd this week. I really do, but temper your expectations because of Jeff Driscoll. Dolphins and Vikings. I mean, you know, I think this is Dalvin Cook's week to really break loose because they're changing their offense. They're letting him run the ball. It's going to be a lot of run, which I think is going to actually open up the big play passing game. So while maybe not the volume, I think the reception, the chunk plays are going to be there more than ever. And I think this is a big bounce back game for Adam Thielen. Even though I have Stephon Diggs, who I think will still catch a couple big bombs, I think it is a big bounce back game for Adam Thielen.
I just love watching you work, bro. This is great. You know, it's funny because there's a lot of teams I really don't give a shit about, so I don't follow them if they're not in the Pats division and stuff. So I'm just like, I mean, like every year, you know the Raiders are going to suck. I mean, you just know that.
Right? Now, I think in a couple of years, when they get into Vegas, they're going to be a real team. He's building it right.
Fuck them.
Let's talk high risk. High risk, high reward. Who do you think is a better bet this weekend? Derrick Henry versus the Giants or Kenyan Drake versus the Vikings?
Oh, man.
Now, keep in mind, Kenyan Drake saved his bacon with that huge, unbelievable play you can never count on again ever last week versus the Patriots.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, that must have hurt a little bit, huh? No lube.
Dude, it was literally like, you're watching that and you're like, you can't, like, get pissed. I mean, it's such a fluke. I mean, other than maybe Gronk for not knowing how to fucking run.
Oh, my, well, I don't think he thought he was going to get to him.
Dude.
I think he thought like 6 other guys were going to hit him, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, shit, he's coming to me. I think, and he has no lateral movement.
Yeah.
He can't move sideways. Not against Kenyan Drake.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to
They literally snatched victory out of the jaws of defeat. It was the definition of that. That's what happened last week.
I'm going...
right in the Patriot... right up Patriot...
I get it. I'm going to go Drake. I'm going Drake.
Bigger risk.
Yeah.
Bigger risk.
Yeah.
I agree. I think he absolutely, because he doesn't touch the ball nearly as often as Derrick Henry seems to be touching the ball. So
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think Kenyan Drake would be a much bigger risk than Derrick Henry this week. But they both are still volatile plays. It's hard to trust them. And we're talking semifinals, playoffs. Playoffs. Shelly Hargrove, how are you, gorgeous? Good to see you. I don't know if you play fantasy football. We're a couple of idiots talking fantasy.
What's up, Shelly? What's up, girl?
Hey, stop now.
Just every girl that comes on here, I just
This
creep on him.
Can't help himself. I can't stop him. Although Shelly, you might like him. He's a giant redhead, just like your old man. He's what are you 6'6"?
6'8".
6'8".
I can get to about 7'5".
Wasn't your old man like around 6'8", 6'7"?
6'7"? Oh, he's a little guy.
Listen to this, right? Hey,
She's still married to this old man?
No, it's her dad. Her dad was one of the purple people eaters.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Right. Well, all right.
Big Jim Hargrove, Big Red. That's what they called him. Played for the Minnesota Vikings.
Is Shelly a people eater?
Don't be that way, man. I love Shelly. Shelly, don't listen to him.
I'm so sorry. It was right
You
there.
got no respect. You get no respect. You can't talk to Shelly no more.
It was right there. You
Shelly just he lost his shot.
Oh,
You don't even.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Nothing for him.
Don't tell your old man.
All right. Moving on. Titans and Giants. I mean, I love Saquon Barkley. Again, a guy I'm relying on. He's been carrying me. But this Titans defense, they're for real. Vrabel's got this team humming at the right time, which is what makes me want to play Derrick Henry.
Do it.
Shut up.
I think you should.
I might.
Oh, I dare you.
Don't tell me I'll do it.
I dare you. Oh, God.
I'll fucking do it. Don't me. I will do it. Aaron, what's up, cuz? Good to see you, brother. Okay, so, I mean, but even still, you got to play, obviously. You would not bench Saquon Barkley regardless of who they could be going up against. They could be going up against two defenses, and you would still play Saquon Barkley. But, yeah, because of that, I don't like Evan Engram in there at all. I don't know which running back. I don't know if you can trust Derrick Henry to do it again or even come close.
Nope.
I wouldn't expect him to do it again. I would just want him to make his projection. Just give me 12 points.
I was going to say 10 points, 10,
yeah,
12,
and if he does that, I mean, that's really all I want because that's all I'm expecting out of Mark Ingram because of the split touches.
Yeah, especially if that's, I mean, like you said, if you're expecting that and he gets it, you're like, cool.
Right, and that's all I want. Just get somewhere near projection. I think his projection is like almost 11 points. So if you could get, and I feel like he comfortably can against a Giants team that's relatively checked out.
Yeah.
Redskins and Jaguars. Obviously, the Redskins are in utter disarray.
Another
NBA
game of the week.
And the Jaguars are on their way to summer break. They are winter vacation. They're done.
Got a question.
Oh, here we go. Titans D or Minnesota? Ooh, that's tough. We're going to come back to that in the championship. Okay. Oh, you're already in the championship level?
Damn.
Okay, so Norma says hi to Aaron. Hey, Aaron, look, our Aunt Norma's there. Okay, so Titans D or the Minnesota defense. Now, Titans against the Giants, who have Saquon Barkley, still have some good tools. Although Odell Beckham, I don't think is going to play. That might be a factor in that. And then Minnesota versus Miami at home. I think they're going to be playing inspired ball. Oh, this is tough business. Tough business. You know what? Minnesota. That's who I'm saying. But you make your choices. You decide for you. Don't leave it up to us. Don't leave it up to me. At the end of the day, you got to go with your gut.
Who's Minnesota playing again?
They're playing Miami. In Minnesota, which again, weather doesn't play a factor because it's a dome team.
Yeah.
But
you know what? Actually, I'm going to say Minnesota too because Dolphins just won their Super Bowl.
Right.
Against the Pats. They're
probably going to check out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, they're going to crash off.
And Tannehill stinks, and Drake is inconsistent, and all they have is Devontae Parker, I think. So I don't even know if they have Devontae Parker right now. So they have Stills. But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think Minnesota's going to come out and play inspired football because that fucking idiot's got on offense. Yeah. And we've seen that when the offense picks up their game, the defense picks up their game. And we saw last week this Minnesota team can play great defense when they want to. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Who are you?
Bucks, Ravens.
Yeah, there we go. Buccaneers, Ravens. This should be a points bonanza. I love the Ravens' defense in this one. I think they get like 6 sacks, a couple interceptions, maybe a pick 6. I think it's going to be good. And I think, on the offensive side of the ball, it's going to be very hard to throw the ball, but they're going to have to throw the ball for Tampa Bay. But I think it's going to be a lot of slot throws to Adam Humphries, unfortunately, as a Mike Evans owner. That's very disappointing. But if you look at the record, Mike Evans has his biggest days against top 10 defenses. So I'm sticking with Mike Evans. I'm rolling with him.
But what Bucks has got, what's his name? Winston quarterbacking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys, he's going to make mistakes. You can count on it. So and I'll tell you who I really like, my sleeper pick, Kenneth Dixon. Kenneth Dixon is going to have a killer day because Tampa Bay is terrible against the run. Saquon Barkley had a record day against these guys. And Dixon has proven he's the better back over Gus Edwards. Expect Kenneth Dixon to be crossing the goal line.
I'm going to go pick him up and play him against you.
I think I already got him, bro. Actually, I know I got him. And actually, he's been in my lineup except for this dude Gordon fucking bullshit. Okay, Lamar Jackson or Deshaun Watson. Ooh. You know what? I think I'd go.
Sexual chocolate? Sexual chocolate. Deshaun
That's
Watson.
tough business. I think Lamar Jackson. I think I would go Lamar Jackson on that one. Just because the defense is going to get you the ball so often, I think you guys are going to have a lot of opportunity, and he's going to get you. He's going to run one in himself. Strangely, again, because I'm worried about the warm weather team, dome team in the cold, I would go with Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I would lean Lamar Jackson. Yeah. But again, you make the decision. Don't put it on me. I don't want to hear from you on Monday. You said Lamar Jackson. I said Lamar Jackson. No. It's the semifinals. You gotta fucking make the call for yourself. You gotta. It's on you. You gotta do it yourself.
It's like almost a Schwarzenegger.
What's it there? With a little walk-in?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking, but Titans was available. And listen, and Titans are going to have a good day too. I think so, but it's going to be tough to slow down Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Ultimately that guy is going to score some points. So, and Minnesota, I just think Minnesota really eats Miami's lunch up there this weekend.
I thought you were going to say really going to eat their ass this weekend.
I might have said that though. That's in the realm of possibility. My brother Mark Wilson, brother, how are you? Are you still in your fantasy league? Did you make the playoffs or did you tank? You're a busy guy. And busy guys are the guys that wind up usually having tougher seasons because of the fact that, they're busy. They don't have time to sit there and look at everything. I just dropped blood for Dixon. It's on you now.
Yeah.
Listen,
Hilarious.
I'm proud of you. I think that's the absolute right play.
Yeah.
I want to see you next week. Tell me, of course, if Dixon shits the bed, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm not going to do a podcast this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I don't want to fucking
Hey guys, it's the holidays. I'll catch you up in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Good luck. I'm out. No, but listen, I really think Dixon is a better play than LeGarrette Blount. I really, honestly, 1,000% do. Norma's like, hey, Mark, it's my family on here talking to each other
Nice.
now. Let's see. Let's go with Seahawks Niners.
Oh, boy.
Oh, fire up that Seahawks defense.
I have so many friends that are Seahawks fans and Niners fans, so
That's
I
because
can't
he's
wait
huge in the gay community. He's huge in
Seahawks? I get it. I hate the Seahawks.
Listen, I hate that they're so great at home that it's such an advantage.
12th man, boo.
I love it, Cass. It's like, you will. I know. I'm just enjoying the show. Thank you, my brother. I love you so much. Pettis or Lockett? Ooh, I'm going Lockett.
Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it up. Lock it up. And I'll tell you why. He has a much softer defense facing him in San Francisco than Pettis does facing the Seahawks. Seahawks are going to eat their fucking lunch. So don't play Pettis. They're going to wipe him out. Sorry, Cass. Yeah, your Niners are going to... Well, I mean, listen, it's San Francisco, so they're going to enjoy that. They're eating that dick. Seattle's taking them apart, baby.
Oh, man.
So I wouldn't play anybody for the Niners, but on the Seahawks side, definitely Chris Carson. Definitely in a huge bounce-back game for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's going to get you 30 points this weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah, no,
guaranteed?
lock it up.
Is that the Greg Wilson guarantee? The
Lock it in, baby.
The Greg guarantee.
That's right, Samuel. That's right. That gives you the GRW, Greg Romero Wilson guarantee, seal of approval, guaranteed fresh.
This one we know.
Patriots, Steelers, obviously, Steelers.
Oh, God. Pats, definitely.
Actually, to be honest, I mean, yes, it's probably going to be the Pats. They have the Steelers number. Although the Steelers are going to have to throw the ball to try and keep up, but he'll throw some interceptions, but that won't matter. It's going to be big boy. And I'll tell you who's in the bounce back. I think we've seen this week-to-week shift. Sometimes it's Juju, and then the next week it's Antonio Brown. And so I think this week it's going to be an Antonio Brown week.
It's Sam the old Johnson.
Yeah, they suck. We need Jimmy G back.
No, the one underneath.
Oh, what is it?
Said, who should I start this week? 54 for New England or 8 for Dallas?
Oh,
who has
please.
more upside?
Definitely.
This guy came back from a stroke and played in the NFL. Come on.
3 rings. Should have been 5. But fucking Jerry Jones is a fucking tool.
How could you not like a guy named after alcohol? Brewski, baby.
Listen, I love Teddy Bruschi. I love watching him on NFL Live. That's fucking brilliant.
I mean, you know,
Listen, I got nothing against him. I think he's brilliant. But then, that's going to be a high-scoring game. You want to play everybody in that game, except for the running backs. You don't want to play any of the running backs. You really don't. You don't, because you don't know who's going to get the ball. It's really the worst thing you can do.
Come on, James White,
and I'm just being honest. I'm giving him great advice here. If he were smart, he would listen to me, because he would beat me if he would listen to me. You don't play any of the running backs.
I got to play White. He's got to have it. He hasn't had a big game for a few weeks. So, I mean.
He might be due. He might be due. You know what? Except for James White. Eagles at Rams. Listen, even if Nick Foles comes back, this Rams team is hungry.
Ridiculous.
They're at home. They're warm. They're comfortable. They are going to beat up on the Eagles. It will not be close, and it will not be pretty. The defense is going to eat Nick Foles alive if God forbid they play Carson Wentz. If you play Carson Wentz, you're losing him for the season. Okay? Set him down because he has. They tried this with Romo with the back fractures. They're like, oh, he could still play, and they ended his fucking career. Okay, so don't you dare fucking play Wentz. You put in Foles and you watch Foles stuck in the cook. It's gonna be Rams all day. Play Gurley, play Cooks, play fucking everybody. Play Josh Reynolds for Christ's sake.
Really, not Eagles? Please, no. Rams are gonna kill him.
Yeah, no, the Rams are gonna absolutely dismantle them. Okay, let's move on.
Monday night game,
Saints and Panthers. Boy, they know how to end it. And you know what?
God, that means you have Breeze, right?
Yes.
Going against me.
Yeah. No.
Oh,
going against you, I have in my other league, I have Breeze. So me, in my other league, I have Breeze and potentially Engram. So I will definitely be waiting through Monday night to see what happens. Unless I play Derrick Henry, then it'll just be Breeze. With us, it was between Luck and Watson, and I'm leaning towards Watson. That's what my gut says to do. I hate to say that, but I think that Dallas is going to sit on the ball. I don't think Luck gets that many opportunities. I think he brings in 16 to 18 points, but I think Deshaun Watson's got a strong shot at 25 to 28 points.
I wonder which quarterback I'll start. Oh, yeah, that's right. Tom Brady. Because I drafted all Patriots, pretty much.
You really did.
I got Pats D. I got Gostkowski as my kicker. But I did take Kelsey over Gronk, which, you gotta.
He's sold out. He's sold out to this team, which God bless him. I mean, listen, I love the Cowboys, but I don't play a lot of Cowboys because I don't need another reason to be disappointed in the Cowboys. I love them too much to play them. I mean, except for Zeke. I played Zeke, and I took a championship home that year. Thank you, Zeke, baby. Double Aikman. I call him the Power Aikman. Sucking cocks. That's right. Yes, do not play anybody from Philadelphia. They're going to have a shit day. All right, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. I think we're ready.
You didn't really go over Saints-Panthers.
Oh, Saints, well, listen, you're going to, you play everybody. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. Everybody's going to eat, except Devin Funchess. Don't play Devin Funchess. But everybody else should have a really great day. I mean, the running backs, it's tough. Carolina's had a decent defense. But you know what? For all the rankings, the Carolina defense has kind of sucked lately. So I'm not worried about that defense too much. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I think, Michael Thomas has a monstrous day.
Oh, boy.
Cowboys going to beat them Colts. You're goddamn right, them Cowboys going to beat them Colts.
Let me ask you this. Every week, do you always pick the Cowboys to win?
No, actually, I forgot. Actually, I got to pick the Colts. Colts. I'm picking the Colts because I always pick against the Cowboys and then they win. I'm so stupid I forgot. That's right. I'm officially going with the Colts. The Colts are going to win. They'll find a way in the fourth quarter. Lots of passes from Andrew Luck. I'm going with the Colts. Yeah, I know. That's such strange. Samuel Johnson, how shitty is it that Carolina plays who dat twice in the last 3 weeks? Yes, it is very odd scheduling that they would do that, but obviously it's a ratings play. They expected it to be a high-scoring game. And Christian McCaffrey should have an awesome game regardless. That guy's on fire.
Do you, before you sign off, do you do your guaranteed game of the week, like a pick?
No, I usually don't. I don't have a lock. I don't have a lock.
I'll lock it.
Let's lock it in. I think we did that with Lockett. Let me see. Who is my guaranteed lock of the week? A guy that's going to absolutely take you
Or do you do that, or do you do the game? You do the player because it's fantasy football.
Yeah. I would do a player. And I'll tell you who I really think it's going to be. I think the player that I think is an absolute lock for this week that you can't. I know, Mark. I know it's strange. It's tradition. If I pick against the Cowboys, they win every time. So I have to stick with that.
Like, what?
I know. So I'm picking the Colts to win the game. I have to because that's how the Cowboys keep winning. But for me, the lock is the Jacksonville defense versus the Washington Redskins. I think they have a monster day. Now, don't get me wrong, this Josh Johnson kid or whatever his name is, he's going to come out and he's going to sling the ball and he's going to try and do some things, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to get to him. And the Jacksonville, even though they're mostly checked out, I think they're just going to enjoy beating up on this team on their way out the door. For me, it's the Jacksonville defense versus Washington.
Can I do my
Yes,
guarantee
who's your
for the
lock?
week as we sign off?
This is us. We're signing off.
This is 100% guaranteed in the Don't Touch Down There League. The Midnight Cowboys will win this week, guaranteed. Let's sign it off.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first. And okay, wait a minute, really quickly, Aaron. Dougie Fresh Martin, who has a good matchup. Marlon Mack, who has a terrible matchup, or Dixon for my RB2. I'm going to tell you, probably Doug Martin, because he's going to have more volume opportunity than Dixon's going to have. Although I do like Dixon's matchup slightly better. But the Bengals is a great matchup too. In fact, I'm going to say, Doug Martin, lock it up. Let me see. Your lead pipe lock.
My lead pipe.
My lead pipe lock. Oh, thank you, Mark. My lead pipe lock. Sorry, I can't see this shit. Okay, is Amari Cooper. Another couple TDs at least.
You said lead, so you could see it. You just.
Oh, that's true. I just read it wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, Amari Cooper versus this Colts offense, this Colts defense, which can be vulnerable, but has been playing very, very good football as of late. And that's why I would not take Amari Cooper as that lock. But if anybody's going to produce, it's going to be Zeke Elliott. Let's see. So I found. Oh, wait a minute. You can get Martin over. How many running backs are available in your league? I'm afraid, yes, I would unfortunately go with Doug Martin over Kenneth Dixon.
How dare you, Aaron?
What is that?
So that you hope you smack me around. How dare you, Aaron?
We'll see. Grab Martin over Dixon. Oh. Yes. Doug Martin over Dixon. Because, literally the Bengals are the number one worst defense against the run, and Doug Martin should run lead in that backfield. I'm afraid... I'm afraid I would say Doug Martin over just because of volume play. Volume play, but again, go with your gut. You got to make. Is there any way to make room on your roster and have both these guys and make the decision on Sunday or something? Like, why do you have to keep dropping one for the other? What's going on with your team? You can't be holding handcuffs at this point unless you have Melvin Gordon. Oh, that was tough. But I would go Dougie Fresh. That's on pure volume. I think he gets more touches. And he's been looking pretty good. There it is, folks. And don't forget, this guy, unstoppable. As you know, I'm driving right off a cliff tonight with my players in the Chargers.
We may after tonight's game. After tonight, we may have a really good idea.
We may have a really good idea who's going to win and who's going to lose. And I'm going to be losing and you're going to be winning.
That was my lock. You got it.
And as we all know, nothing is more guaranteed than a big Thursday lead. Ladies and gentlemen,
perfect.
This has been Week 15 semifinals preview fantasy football harsh reality. Be sure and look us up on iTunes. Recommend us to your friends. Share the video with others. You guys are awesome. We'll talk next week. We'll see who's in the championship rounds. I got 2 shots. Let's see if I can get in both. Probably or none.
Bye.